Welcome to the Black Light Podcast. DUO here with another live reaction. Emperor Dub is first. Let's get it. How y'all doing today? Let's get it cracking. Orlando, Florida is first in the chat. Let's make it happen. Got a good show for you today. 2 archetypes. The last archetype is almost 40 minutes long, so here we are. Hit the subscribe button anyway into the room. Also hit the notification bell to be notified every single time we go live. If we reach that goal of $100, we come back here tomorrow for another live show. Okay? All right. Drop those locations. Hit the like button. We're gonna spend a few minutes just waiting for people to come into the room, and then we're gonna get it going. How you guys doing today? It's the middle of the week. Let's get through it. Giving special emphasis to certain sections of make it happen. As heard from those positions. Now, when played simultaneously on 2 separate systems, let him cook now. The sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension of sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording. Welcome. Welcome. Here we go.
What the hell is even that?
My dog died alone.
Get in the tub and soak yourself.
Can't catch his name, but I sure can draw.
Oh my God. Yeah. I see a big tray. I'm like, I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with
Georgia
something.
in the building. Chicago in the building. Do good work, BLP family. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
I own 2 companies, Kendra.
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Chicago in the building. I think as we let some more people come into the room, we got to do TNN, DUO News. We got to make sure that we, cover what's going on in social media. There's been a lot going on. We got the Cassie situation. I don't really have an opinion on it. For some reason, I don't know, guys. It's been really difficult for me to care about the Cassie and P. Diddy situation. I don't know why. I just don't care. I saw it coming 2 decades in ahead. I'm not saying that I assume to know anything about what Diddy goes on, but it's just, again, he's a very powerful man. Everybody has alluded to weird things going on at these parties. Eventually, here comes HBO and documentaries and all this different other stuff. Just don't know how to care. I don't care. Bud Crawford got into a shouting match with Canelo Alvarez that I thought was very hilarious. And I don't know. I don't know if it's wise for Canelo Alvarez team to let him get into shouting matches until his English improves. That's the sports side of it. I can't believe that we're getting ready to see these 2 face off. I think Crawford is doing a very risky thing. And I hope it pays off for him. I'm rooting for Crawford. But this is one of those fights where I don't really know who I have. He's very skilled, switch hitter, all this other stuff. Minnesota in the building. How you doing? Say what happened to the We Don't Care sound effect. Oh, it's loaded up.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Oh, it's loaded up.
Let me tell you, we don't care.
Oh, yeah, we have all the sounds. We're here. We're ready. Now, y'all know how we got to do. We have to disqualify a demeanor. This woman came on the show before. She's a Kendra Can favorite. And again, she very well represents women who just they want good men in the dating market, but they're lacking self-awareness, and they're not aware of the negative things that they're putting off. So let's go ahead and cover this real quick. We're gonna move on to our
that
long
thing looks like
archetype.
they say, you know, that thing big when you can see it from the front.
I try a little bit. I try.
Look, child, you got up for a second. I wasn't even trying to see, girl. Okay, wipe your camera from me. It's a little foggy.
Okay. Let me wipe that for you.
Okay. All right, what's your name, baby?
My name is Lovely.
Oh, you just voluptuous everywhere.
Thank you. Look.
Okay. Kendra G Singles, the dating app, is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Lovely, where you calling me from, honey?
Houston, Texas. I'm a Texas
how
girl.
They make them thick in Houston, child.
Texas.
Cornbread
Look.
fed. Cornbread fed. How old are you, Lovely?
I'm 31 years old.
31. What you do for a living?
Okay. What this archetype has in common with the last archetype we're going to cover is that there's just a lot of unnecessary cleavage happening that represents just how, again, I don't believe that Black women are being over-sexualized through the media like what Black women put out there. I think Black women, you guys are more revealing. Y'all have your boobs out, and then you try to act fake bashful and go, and try to cover up and act like you didn't mean to do it, but you did mean to do it. And this is why men think you're easier than other women.
I'm into body couture and real estate at the moment.
Body couture and real estate. So you do body coutouring?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
I have 2 children.
How old are your 2 kids?
12 and 7.
12 and 7, both by the same man?
Yes, ma'am.
You ever been married?
No, engaged, but not married.
Not
Haven't
married.
walked down the aisle.
Walked you down the aisle.
I said I haven't walked down the aisle yet.
You haven't walked down the aisle. Gotcha. And what's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn.
All right, let's get to it. So we got Lovely Houston, 31 Capricorn, does body coutouring, mom of 2 kids, by 2 men, correct?
No, 1 man.
1 man, I wrote that wrong. 1 man, but never married, real estate. All right, honey. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
I'm a Capricorn, so I love somebody who has drive, determination, someone that like I can learn from. I hate feeling like I'm smart. Like
We don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care.
One of the first signs that you're dealing with a woman who's really childish and her standards are in the dump, she starts using her zodiac sign as like a serious reference point in who she is. It shows that she hasn't really done real work to do, like, to figure out who she is or where she's going wrong. She'd rather go read horoscopes, which are very inaccurate.
I'm the smartest person in the room when it comes to like the person I'm dating or even family. Like I like someone like intellectual. A lot of people are so boring. They so boring.
You a liar.
Ooh, they boring. She said she wants some fun. What are your deal breakers besides boring, girl?
Ooh, I don't like liars, and I treat myself very well. Like I say, I'm a Capricorn. I'm a go-getter. So I don't like stingy men because my love language, I like all of the love languages are mine, but I'm a giver, so you have to give too. I love men who are leaders and providers. I do not like somebody who I have to drag their hand. That is not my style.
You don't like somebody that what?
Who hand I have to drag. Like I want to follow his lead. Like no, I don't have time for a son. None of that. Like I love grown men. Like
You love grown men. You love grown men. Okay. Okay. Should he? Okay. Well, let's get there. What?
A lot of women in the Black community, you want your bills paid, but we women aren't ready to follow a man. You don't like the idea of a man telling you what to do. A lot of you women think you get to go outside, dress however you want. I know that that's you. You're the woman, you'll get real comfortable with a guy. Next thing you know, you'll start going outside and skimpy things, and now he's trying to tell you to dress appropriately for your relationship, and here you go calling him controlling and all this other stuff. When really, he's just doing what any other respectable man would do. Let's continue.
What's the age range you want to date? You're 31.
I I actually prefer people older than me. I'm not into people my age. Not even 4 years older than me is too close to my age. I like people like 10 years, 15.
What is the moment? Tell me, what is the age range you want to date?
52 is the oldest. 52 is the oldest. It's cool.
So what's the youngest?
The youngest 35.
Let's get like 30 more people to hit the like button, then we're at 50. I appreciate it.
Okay, so 35 to 52. Okay. Ooh, child, should he look a certain way? Hold on one second. We gotta close my window because now it's nighttime and I don't need no little bugs. I remember when I first moved here, it was the biggest bug in the whole universe. See, California got some other type of bugs. All right, sorry, girl. I got a little distracted. Does a man have to look a certain way?
Teeth do matter to me, but it's not a deal breaker because
Cash App, stop the show. Eric Cummings says, Dollar Crew, salute. Much love to Eric. He always leaves that Dollar Crew charge. Much love, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.
hey, what can money fix? You can get that fixed. That's changeable. Your personality matters. Your determination, your drive. Looks, I don't need somebody cuter than me. I'm cute enough for the both of us. So
Okay, so maybe just be decent looking and you fine with that?
To her defense, men are the ones who are supposed to be the good looking ones. I mean, women are the ones who are supposed to be the good looking ones. Women shouldn't put as much of a priority on like a guy being a pretty boy as a man should put on making sure he secures good genes. Let's continue.
Decent looking, hygiene is a big part. So you have to smell good, at least dress nice. But to say like, the aesthetic of the this and the that, I'm not into all of that. I prefer like people who are more laid back because I'm more like when I dress up more like extravagant and I turn heads. So it's like I'm pretty enough.
Which means you basically dress like you're single. You dress like a woman who isn't in a relationship, and you're just basically trying to prepare him for the inevitable conversation where you're like, well, I always dress like this. I've always turned heads. It's like turning heads is one thing. Dressing like you're not in a relationship when you really are, and you put the man that you're dating in danger when you do this. When you do stuff like this, the person you're dating he's now put in situations where he has to defend his manhood all the time, because men should approach you like you're not respectable because you're not dressed respectable.
Both of us.
Ooh, she pretty enough for the both of y'all. Don't play with it. Okay, so what about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
Okay, so I'm a Capricorn. It's not a ideal dollar amount, yet stability. Being a provider and stability that matters to me, and also being generous, because a lot of men, they make money, but they could be stingy. So, it's about being a provider and stability, like a roof over our head. Like, I get my own money. So, I mean, yes, I'm very spoiled and I expect my man to spoil me. But, I mean, if he taking care of everything else, I'm going to go get it. I can handle the rest.
Okay, if he takes care of everything else, you a go-getter. You can handle everything else. Okay, so there's no...
You only hear, you hear BW say this the most. You hear women saying, I want a go-getter. I want somebody, they're trying to emphasize that they're a go-getter. And men, we're not, who told y'all that we're looking for a hustler? Like, that's what we're trying to become, or that's what we already are. We don't want more of what we already are. We usually are looking for some kind of balance by the time we're trying to settle down. We don't need another woman with a hustle mentality.
No dollar amount requirement.
I'm doing well with that.
I don't want to put a dollar amount.
You know me.
Okay.
I don't want to put a dollar amount because I just prefer a provider. Because if you're a provider, you're gonna get up and make it happy. Your lights are not gonna be off. Your water's not gonna. You gonna make it happy. The luxuries, everything else. I can make that happen. Like, I love spoiling myself. So, I mean, the hair, the nails, the designer, it's cool when your man do it, but it's going to get done regardless what it's like.
Okay.
And that's cool. And I think a lot of you women, y'all should look at it in the sense of don't try to look to ask for less. look to do more to be valuable. What I'm seeing in undateable women in the West is that you guys are looking to like pay for something in place of being a feminine woman. We would much rather just have a feminine woman. And I think I speak for most men when I say we would rather just have a cooperative woman who isn't going to make our life hell and we can actually trust than a woman who can go out and earn dollars the way that we do. Not like we don't want our women to never be willing to help us, but that's not what we prioritize. I don't know if that makes any sense.
All right, let's do the Kendra cam. Let's see this body, girl. Woo, I can tell already. All right, you don't gotta turn around. Woo!
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers.
I mean,
We
I
must
try,
stay
and I
focused.
love a man who's big on his upkeep as far as hygiene, or I'm real big on self-care, like take care of yourself, you know. So I love someone who's into that.
Okay,
Taking care of yourself and taking care of me.
Okay. When was your last relationship?
Ew, my last relationship was about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask.
Madam
When's the last time you
Shopper.
was intimate with someone?
Ooh, I've been going through a celibacy. I feel like they not worth it. They gotta come with it. Like, not this creme
Yeah, there's
de la creme. Like, you gotta come with it.
creme de la creme, like just
Shaming yourself. Ain't nobody shame.
like creme de la creme. Again, you black women, you can't claim that you're being over sexualized in the media if you're out here openly bragging about how good your box is on the internet publicly. And you black women, you do this more than any group of women. You wonder why you're over sexualized, or why like men kind of think that you're more fast than the next woman. You're doing things other demographic of women don't do. Those women, they're wise enough to keep this private. Black women, you come out here talking about, oh yeah, I can't give this to this dude. I just can't keep giving this stuff away because every time I give it away, they just start going crazy. I had to block the last dude and blah blah blah. It's just like, what if he's not beating you up because your box is good? What if it's just because he doesn't like your mug? Like what if it's just because like he doesn't like how he don't like you? Like you piss him off and you look nice to hit. You women always assume that DV has something to do with like how good you are in bed. Nothing could be further from the truth. Stuff like please stop it. It's a lie. You need to stop playing. You always doing this. You're just like, and then you try to do it to justify a celibacy journey that is fraudulent as hell. You want somebody to take your fraudulent celibacy journey, so you're like, oh, it's so good and it's gonna make you so crazy. It's worth it to wait for this. No, it isn't. It isn't. And even if it is, that's not where guys make a long-term decision on a woman anyway. That's not where we make a decision to just want to take care of a woman, to be honest. That's a part of it. But really it's the other stuff. Like, is she tolerable? Does she stress me out? Can I tolerate her? Is she cooperative with me? Are we here? Right?
So when was the last time?
So it's been 9 months for me. 9
Okay.
months.
So you're celibate to when? A relationship, marriage?
I just feel like until I meet that person and it's a chemistry, or I've established that bonding connection. Like, I'm a mental person, so I have to feel that connection. That's why it's like when you asked about attraction or appearance, you could be.
There's no way I could listen to somebody talk like this all the time. Do you guys remember Flavor of Love? You guys remember Goldie from Flavor of Love? She was that chick. She was kind of heavy set. You wanted her to leave the show because she sort of seemed like a good person, but she talked with that accent. I just remember thinking, Flav, get rid of her. I don't want to. And yes, I was watching Flavor of Love when it was out. Damn right. I was there for it all. When Pumpkin spit on New York, all of it. I wasn't always, focused.
Be beautiful, but if your mind is boring or dull, like go away. Like, so it's like somebody's mind frame that makes them beautiful to me, so
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. 3 flaws you have to work on.
3 things I have to work on.
Yeah.
Okay, one, I'll say I'm a procrastinator sometimes. Like sometimes I wait till the last minute to do things because I'm Capricorn. It still get done. But I told myself how more effective would I be if I started things on time instead of waiting till the last minute.
Okay. Okay.
Another thing, I don't like all change. I just learned to speak up in that moment instead of waiting or letting things build up. I learned to say what I feel in that moment and stop thinking about how somebody gonna take it and just speak my mind.
Okay. And one more.
The last, I'm okay. I'm very adult, but I'm a people person. And I had to learn, like getting older, I'm very humble, but I had to learn about mean girls. When people are being mean, I wasn't aware. So sometimes I'm too nice or I try to see the good in people too much. So I had to learn, like, to follow my first mind when it comes to people. I'm not tripping. I'm not taking things the wrong way. It is what it is.
It is. Okay. Got you, girlfriend. All right. Now let's do it. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
It's just women can never like say something that's wrong with themselves. Everything is always a compliment to themselves.
A guy will be lucky to be with me because I'm a Texas girl. I mean, like, we have that charm, that hospitality. I know how to hold a conversation.
You wanna know what I love about Buck Wild from Favor of Love? As soon as somebody decked her, she cut off that fake black stuff immediately. She was like, I don't know what happened. They punched the phony right out of her. Let's continue.
You can put me in any room amongst any people. I'm outgoing. I'm a go-getter. I'm beautiful. I'm charming. Like, I keep you on your toes. Like,
you can do what on your toes?
I keep them on it. I can keep you on your toes. I'm interesting. You'll never be bored. I like to laugh. I'm a positive person. So if you don't get along with me, if you're bored with me, it's like a you thing. Like, they call me Lovely Marie. Everywhere I go, they love me. And if you don't love me, then you don't know me.
If you don't love her, you don't know her. Okay. Well, you definitely got a great personality. So let's do it. Lovely, you want the guy to be in Houston?
I'm open to long distance and traveling. I travel often. I have passport. So, I'm open.
Did he have kids?
Yes, but I wouldn't want more than 3 kids or more than 1 baby mama.
Okay. Do you want more kids?
Yes, in the future, I'm open to that.
Okay. Now let's do it. Lovely Houston, 31 Capricorn, does body contouring, also real estate, mom of 2 kids. Do you want to get married?
Yes. One day I do want to plan to be a wife. Like, I'm a Capricorn, so of course I want to run a business. I want my own money, but I want to do that so I could be a stay-at-home wife. Like, that's my goal. So.
Oh, so when you get married, you don't want to work anymore?
No, I do. I'm still run a business, but I want an open schedule and freedom working for myself so I can go to sports and activities with my children, things like that. So that's what actually pushed me into real estate and entrepreneurship with my children. I set my life up so that I can have freedom and time to do what that's my definition of freedom. So
Okay. Well, let's do this.
Okay. Again, I'm glad that we're moving on because again, somebody down there says she's insufferable. She absolutely is. And we already have a very lengthy feature presentation at that. So many issues are gonna happen on this call for sure. Feature presentation. Sheesh. Been talking about just almost everything wrong with what's going on with a lot of our women. One of them is not knowing when it's time to sit down and when it's like you're not, you can't be in the game. You know, we already see that BWs believe that they all get 3 or 4 primes, but to be in this woman's circumstance and to be trying to date, just it really threw me off. We're gonna go ahead and break it down and go ahead and get right into it. Let's spin the clip. Cash App's the only thing that stopped the show. Let's spin it.
You ready?
Hey.
Hey, do you have music on?
Oh no, that's my projector.
Oh, okay. Turn your projector down. All right. What's your name, honey? Is it Janae?
Johnny.
Kendra G Singles, the dating app. It's available now on.
No, my son's father passed away, and my daughter, I had her when I was in high school. So.
Oh, I'm sorry about your son's father. Okay. You ever been married?
Gee,
No.
the house is.
And what's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn.
And it's Janae. How you say it?
Johnny.
Johnny. It's Johnny, right?
Johnny, yeah.
Yeah, like Sade, Johnny,
Yeah.
Johnny. All right, let's get to it. We got Johnny, Michigan, 30, Capricorn, customer service, mom of 2 kids, by 2 men, 1 passed away, never married. All right, Johnny, honey.
Hey.
What kind of man you looking for, girl?
I don't even know. Like, it's 2025, so like, first off, a man. Like, be born a man. First of all.
Ooh, women, hold on. Women gotta say. Wait a minute. Now, I'm gonna say this. I almost understand the men saying it because shout out to you trans women who be looking down to the ground, child. I be like, I have met, well, okay, on this show, there's 2 trans men who I had no idea until they told me. So I guess you do.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say I understand men saying it, but I don't understand women saying it. But no, I mean these doctors is good as hell.
No, yes. Like, they're really, really good. Like, I had went out with this person maybe like 2 months ago now. And I mean, like, I met them online, you know, all the pictures that were like online and everything was like that of a man. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let's go out. And so we just went out like for dinner, drinks and everything like that. And she kind of dropped the bomb on me. And I'm like,
wait a minute, was it your first time going out?
It was our first date, yeah.
Okay, and how long were y'all into the date before she told you?
$100.
Probably like
King Hero.
30, maybe like 30, 40 minutes into the date.
Okay, so 30, 40 minutes into the date, you had no idea she was born
no idea whatsoever.
Woman. Well,
I mean, when I tell you, like, there was no, like, I got.
Okay, now I am really confused how she ended up in the circumstance that she ended up in, but this is probably the most colorful way we can describe a woman. This is the most. I probably say this is the most colorful way that a woman has tried to, like, put a standard out there based off of her past mistakes. You know, women do this a lot. They bring their past into the future and hope for better outcomes. The truth is you should be thinking about how you can discern better and just vet better. Wherever you met him, don't meet guys from that place anymore, or that app, or whatever the case may be. Look inwards. Don't say no more of the mistake that I made. That's not doing anything for you. That's not doing anything for you. And it's making you seem like you have an issue with a group of people that you probably don't have an issue with. You're just trying to deflect from accountability.
Got imprints, okay? It, like, I can put on a baggy shirt and I still have imprints.
Yeah, but that don't matter. Oh, see, man, listen. That doesn't make up for the fact that you're out here inappropriate with your boobs hanging out. You women do this all the time. Big booty women do this too. It's like, well, even if I wore baggy pants, you would still see that I got a big butt. Okay, well, that doesn't mean walk around with your butt cheeks hanging out either. You women do this all the time who have big breasts and you wear like low cut shirts. You say, oh, well, if I would have had on a turtleneck, you're still going to see that I got big boobs. It's like, right, but if they're covered, they're covered. And if they're showing, like if more than half of them is showing, we can see the whole cleavage line. Men know that you did that on purpose. We know that you know that there are people outside who have eyes who will see what you saw when you looked in the mirror.
There was like nothing. There was like no indication whatsoever. And so like she just kind of dropped the bomb on me. She was like, hey, I think like we should talk about something. And I'm like, yeah, sure, what's up? And she was like, yeah, well, I'm trans. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, okay, what do you like? It didn't click at first because like, listen,
what do you mean it didn't click at first? What do you mean it didn't click at first? I mean, she only told you she was trans. See, at first I thought maybe you were like bamboozled or something like that or misled. This person told you that they were trans. And you're like, it didn't click at first. That's not how. Okay, let's get back into it.
Probably colored my hair too much at one point when I was younger. So it didn't click at first. And like, I was like, wait, what? And she was like, I was born a woman. And I'm like, so you still have like, and she was like, yeah. I was like, okay, what so the hell is even I just like, I ended the date though. I'm like, we don't have to like leave or anything like that. But like this date can't go like any further, in the direction that it was already going because like, I don't swing that way. So I'm just kind of like, out of respect though, like I just don't, I can't do it.
Here is the deal, right? Mm-hmm. I think that, we just have to say welcome to 2025. Like this is a real thing. And I even wonder if I should, I try to be as respectful as possible. I think it might be invasive to say, was you born with a penis? Was you born with a vagina? Because
well, you have to ask that now. Like that's the bad part about it. Like you have to ask that now. Like, and it's really, really bad because like Monroe is such a small town here in Michigan. Like it's not like super duper big. So it's not like Detroit, it's not like Chicago or anything like that. Like it's not really, really big. It's like, it's really small town. And so everyone is kind of, like their own person, which is cool beans. But in that person's dating, in her dating profile, she had herself listed, like her pronouns were like he and him. And I'm like, okay, cool. And again, I'm totally fine if that's how you choose to live your life. Like I'm okay with that, but I just don't swing that way.
No, I think everybody has that right? I think you absolutely have the right to decide that you don't want to be with a trans man.
Right.
And obviously my show's open to everybody. And I love the LGBTQ community. They hold me down so much. And in my real life, I have wonderful gay friends. But I think straight people, it is okay to say, that's just, I respect what you do. That's just not what I'm into. So and there should be no judgment to straight people that say that.
And I think also though, Kendra, like, for a person who practices that lifestyle, like if you know that you're like in a transitioning phase, and like me and a friend had a conversation about this a while ago now, where like a lot of Black men were getting killed for, being transsexual. And so it was a conversation that me and her had also had. And I kind of told her like, you gotta be careful like when you're doing that nowadays, because, even like for women, some of us are like real fucking crash outs, and it's crazy. So it's like you can't always like jump in head first without alerting that other person, of exactly like what's going on with you. Now, if it's a transitioning phase, that's all well and fine, but you have to be open with that person.
No, that's fair. But I think this is what I will say. I understand both sides because, in one instance, this is their privacy, right? And so it's one of like, okay, how did y'all meet?
It was an online dating app.
Okay, well, we won't shout it out because the only dating app we know over here is the Kendra Singles dating app.
No.
And on our dating app, you say that it's indicated that you're trans. That's an option on our app. So on our app, it would have been a trans man from the jump. But I was going to say, okay, so a dating app is different, but we got it right on the Kendra G Singles dating app. But let's take the app out, and it's like you meet in person. I can understand the trans person waiting to 30 minutes within the date because I don't know if I'm Henry, because you don't know if this is gonna go anywhere, right? Hey, I'm Henry, I'm Jay. Hey, I'm a man, but I got a vagina.
Yeah.
You wanna have coffee? Be like, whoa. So I think we just have to be open-minded that we're all getting used to this new reality. Like it is a new, like listen, 2025, I know we always talking about we want our grandma and grandpa's times of dating is over. That book don't exist. Stop talking about it. We in a whole different world when it comes to dating, which means we need to acknowledge that this is a real thing. And I think that there's homophobic people. We're not talking about you. We're talking about people who are clearly not homophobic, but just still learning how to.
Intellect says, no wonder she has shoulders like Atlas. She's a man.
What the hell are you talking about?
Much love, Intellect. You're also the show sponsor at the moment. I think she was referring to somebody who she dated who she found out was transgender. Actually, she's not transgender. She's just a woman with very broad shoulders, Intellect. But I mean, I get it. We're on the subject of trans people, and her shoulders are quite broad. I get it. She looks very strong. I would like to know what she benches, just out of pure curiosity. Okay. Thank you, Intellect.
We walk this line of saying, I support you, but I don't want to sleep with you.
But
All right, so fair enough. Let's keep moving. But now I understand you actually had that experience. That's crazy. So born with a penis. Anything else?
Communication.
Hold on 1 second. I don't want to cut you off. Someone said, Kendra said, I'm trying to make it normal. Baby, the time is here. So you can decide.
It's not really about being, it's not honestly about making it normal. Like everyone is accepted wherever they are accepted. But I just feel like don't like flaunt it to a point where it makes other people feel uncomfortable.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You were trying to do the right thing, and you were trying to do the right thing. You were just like, be yourself, love yourself, just do that shit quietly and don't piss off the rest of us. You were almost about to be on their side, and then you like Barry Sanders out of there. What happened? Much love to Rockhound Publishing. He says, so she trans looked more manly. So the trans looked more manly than her? Much love, Rockhound Publishing. Okay, guys. I don't want to derail too. Yeah, she's like, she's like, I support it. Just be quiet. That was funny. And then the person in the comment section is like, Kendra's trying to normalize this shit. Like, it's like, Kendra didn't even do anything. Okay, let's continue.
Be comfortable in your own skin, but don't do it in a sense that you make others not want to be comfortable around you. You know, and I feel like that's the only problem with it, which is why I said, you know, a few years back, we had an epidemic where a lot of African-American males were being beat up. They were being put in a hospital. They were on life support. They were in comas. They, you know, they were pronounced brain dead because these men, you know, you're going out and you're dressed as women. And I mean, like, some of them doing it better than us. And then the guy doesn't find out until the end of the night, you know, and then next thing you know, we have another, person, another African American trans male in the hospital. And it's just like, don't.
Now, and again, as much as I do think that it's wrong that trans people are attacked, I don't agree with trans people trying to trick men, especially in a time where there are a lot of men who are confused about how it all works. They don't really understand the science aspect of it. Their opinion is very short and based off of their father's short opinion and then their grandfather's short opinion on it. It's not based on, they don't really have a very scientific approach to it. I think you trans men are putting yourself in really sticky ground and really dangerous ground. Men don't play that shit. As much as y'all, is like y'all fighting for y'all rights, but some of you are doing things that are very, very like, it's like violating someone also, in my opinion. Because again, I really don't see much of the difference between that and any other like type of like, crossing a boundary that you kind of know you shouldn't cross. It's not your job to see if you can get someone to be what you are. Like anytime I hear gay men talking about, oh yeah, like I'm gonna turn him, I'm like, man, get the hell on. There's plenty of gay dudes out there who want to mess with you. Like, what the hell is your problem, bro? Like, could you calm down? Why do you have to go find a straight guy who isn't thinking about booty hole and be like, you know what, I'm finna turn him? It's like, it's gross. Stop. Just go be gay. Just go be gay. Politicians do it a lot too.
Where everyone else feels uncomfortable. So it's not about making it like normal. Coming out has been normal since the early 1860s, but make it comfortable for everyone.
Well, I think again.
Haven't you noticed in all these strong, independent, single mother-led households, nothing but chaos in their homes? While all these women are saying, I'm the father, I should be celebrating Father's Day, that y'all should be telling me Happy Father's Day and not the daddy. Y'all would be able to pat yourself on the back harder if your house actually wasn't in chaos in reality. This is hard. This is a hard call to bear because your kids are out of control. You don't even really seem to care.
Again, everybody got their own perspective, right? So I do understand the trans person perspective of I'm just living my life. Right. So if I'm living my life and I'm outside and you try to hit on me and then you recognize that I am a trans man or a trans woman, I mean, you got to eat that in that moment, right? So, right. But again, the reason I just paused is someone said I'm trying to make it normal. What I am saying is this is our world that we're living in. Y'all can act like y'all better progress with the times. The taxi drivers didn't want to accept Uber. When the last time you got into a taxi since Uber been alive? Pretty soon, one day we're going to have AI humans. People are going to be in relationships with robots. And I hope I'm on Earth long enough. I don't know if it'll be in our lifetime, but I think at least 50 to 60 years from now, there will be robotic relationships. AI humans will now be paired with people in relationships.
I am so sorry. Give me one.
Kendra, that's already happening. For one, that's already happening. What the hell does this got to do with anything?
I'm sorry. I don't know what is going on.
Oh, you got your two kids. Okay, tell your kids you trying to find them a
whoop
stepdad.
some ass.
Yeah, listen, let me tell you something. I'm trying to stay on Earth. My grandmother passed at 93, so I'm 46. So I got a good list.
We are not doing that. No. Huh? Okay, well,
about 47, 46 more years on Earth. I'm trying. I hope I'm here when humans start dating robots. Remember, I said it in 2025. All right, back to you.
Cleavage everywhere.
Johnny, what are your deal breakers? Or do you have any? Yeah, we did. Was that your deal breakers? We got there so early.
Well, my deal breakers, honestly,
kids burnt the ramen water.
I know it's weird. Like it's weird and it's kind of effed up a little bit. But like too many kids. And I only say that because like all of my past relationships, everyone has had more children than me, which has never been a problem. But like I always got stuck in like that babysitter type phase. And like, I don't have to babysit my children. So like, I don't want to babysit someone else's. Like, I'm cool if you have like 2, 3, 4 kids. I dated a man at one.
You're talking about you don't babysit your kids. You look like you don't even keep up with your kids, even when you're just. It don't seem like you have control of them, just period. But let's continue.
Point that had 5 kids and was divorced, and I loved them dearly. Like, so it's cool for me. I love children,
Well,
but
wait,
just
you
like
just said 5 is okay. Then what is too much, girlfriend?
2. Well,
Shame in
I met a guy
Ain't
who
nobody shame.
had 9 kids, and I'm like, I can't do it.
What you can do a guy that has 5 kids?
Well, I mean, that didn't last long. That didn't.
Okay, so let's just get to it. What is the kid maximum?
My kid max, I would say 3.
Okay, so no more than 3 kids.
So
Anything
no
else?
more than 3.
Okay.
How many did they say
Anything
she
else?
had? I forgot.
They
Again,
said no, but listen, I'm gonna
like,
tell you real quick. They talking about your kids. They said you ain't got your kids under control, girl.
well, they got friends over, so I'm not worried about my kids.
Oh, so they got kids over, so you're not worried about them. I'm here to tell you all, don't let your kids go over other people's house. Keep your kids the fuck at home. Like, no matter how much your kids talking about some, I don't get to ever, I don't get to do nothing. Shit, it's like a little prison up in this bitch. Yeah. You're keeping them safe. They're dumb. They don't know what's best for them. That's why you're taking care of them and you're responsible for them because they don't know shit. You're keeping them from going over people's house like this because, you know, the kid's mother of who your friend is might be on a Kendra G call while, you know, I don't know, your kid is in the room with their child doing lines. Why did it just echo like that? She was like, they got friends over, so I'm not worried about them. It's like, that's probably more of a reason to probably be paying attention to them, actually. This is a sign of how horrible of a parent you are. Let's continue. Single mother led households in the Black community, everybody. This was why I got so much ass growing up. Because they were single mother led homes, and they were easier to be infiltrated by someone like me who's trying to, you know, sleep with your daughter. And I succeeded a lot of the times. I dated the daughters of a lot of working Black mothers who just didn't have control of your house, and here I come through the window 2 a.m.
Okay, so her kids got friends over. Okay.
I'm not worried about my kids. They got friends, about 7 boxes of pizza, 3 cases of wings. I'm not worried about my kids. It's the summertime. School is out. So listen, they can do whatever they want to do out there. Don't come in my room.
Okay. Any other deal breakers?
Again, lack of communication. Like, I need to be able to talk to you. Like, I need you to be able to talk to me. Like, let me know if something's bothering
She was home at 7 p.m.
Like, let me know if, you know, I said something that rubbed you the wrong way. Let me know.
I was trying to get that. I was trying to get some.
Closed in. Don't keep it bottled up. Like, let it out. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. Because if I can't talk to you about something, then there's like, if there's no communication, there's nothing really.
Okay. Now, should he look a certain way?
I mean, I like tall guys, but then again, like, I don't have a particular type as far as like body type. Like, improvements are always able to be made. So like, I don't have you don't have to come like physically, put together. Like there's always room for improvement. Like, I got room for improvement, so I'm not picky.
Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
No, I'm not money hungry.
It's not about being money hungry. It's about knowing how much your life costs and knowing what kind of guy needs to come into your life to be able to fulfill those needs. It's that simple. But black women, you aren't thinking about these things. You guys are watching these stupid reality shows and putting your attention other places that don't matter, instead of where men are ranking women and qualifying you and telling you the information about who's the highest earner you can ask for, or what's the highest amount of money you can demand from a man. Information's available.
I don't want him to think that like, oh, I need you for everything. Like, just like the manly things around the house, you know? I like to cook, but I can't grill. So if I'm like, hey, I was thinking about putting some burgers on the grill, I expect my man to be like, let me go light the grill.
No, see, that's how a woman who isn't ready to deal with a man communicates. The best way to deal with a man really is to shoot straight. Women, you do this all the time. You say, how dare him not fire up the grill? He heard me talking about how I wanted to put burgers on. It's not his job to connect the dots, lady. Say what you want. This is the problem with a lot of women in relationships. You guys think that like a guy is supposed to figure out what's going on in your mind and if you were for me, you would just figure it out. It's like, no, that's not how it works. If I tell him, hey, I'm thinking about throwing on some burgers, see me, I'm gonna hold you to them. Like, oh, okay, go ahead and put them on. See you later. Let me know when they're ready. That's what I do. But until you learn how to communicate like an adult, I'm going to just be direct with you until you learn how to communicate like an adult. Because if you can't just tell me straight up that you want me to grill burgers and just try to allude around to it, I dealt with ratchets. You can't play with me. Like, I know what it's like for a woman to try to ask me for her rent money on the slide. I don't know how I'm gonna pay all these bills. I'm just trying to figure it out. Yeah, me too. I'm trying to figure out how you gonna do it too. Because I ain't got nothing for you. I don't got no money. Let's continue.
She gonna burn everything. Like, I can't grill, but I will cook in the kitchen all day and night. Like, I have no problem with that. I love to cook. Like, don't even try to cook in my kitchen because we'll have a problem. But okay. you can mend the grill.
Okay. Did I ask you about money? She make a certain amount of money?
No, he shouldn't.
I don't care about that. Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh, crap.
Why say oh, crap? You got the, was you working out? That's like the workout outfit.
No, yeah, I was earlier, like before.
Okay.
Ma'am, you know exactly what you were just doing right there. You know what you were just doing right there, trying to, like, the prolonged camera adjustment so that where any other dude, so where they wouldn't have found value in you, I'll just make sure that they get, that they see what they see these titties. This is it's a low self-esteem move. It shows that you're trying to overcompensate. You are fully aware of how exposed you are. You're fully aware of the fact that like your shirt line is much lower than it probably should be. You did all that on purpose. And again, this is another thing that black women do that just they don't think anybody's paying attention to. We know that y'all want to be seen. We know that y'all want to show y'all bodies more than other women. We know that. Harry Hogan just dropped 30 on the show to the sponsors. Probably said yesterday's show was fire. Much love, Harry Hogan. I appreciate you, man. You just brought us to 50. Got us halfway. We were at 30. Now we're at 29. Now we're at, well, that was 30. So really we're at 49. Much love. Thank you. Appreciate you, Harry Hogan. You are the show sponsor at the moment.
I was.
We see you, girl. Woo, woo, woo. We got you, mama. Okay.
Hold on, wait a second.
Girl, woo, woo. Working out? That's like the workout outfit.
No, yeah, I was earlier, like before.
Okay, all right.
I was.
We see you, girl.
Oh, I just want y'all to see something.
We got you, mama. Okay. Why say oh crap? you got the. Was you working out? That's like the workout outfit.
No, yeah, I was earlier, like before. I was.
Okay. Again. Now, this is the point. This is the point that I want to make quickly. The issue is with a lot of our women in the Black community. The issue with a lot of our women is that a lot of times our women are overweight for their height to weight ratio, but they are built, they're like, it's sort of going to the right places on some level, even if it's not ideal. And this is what makes a lot of our women think that they don't have work to do, and that you don't have to go to the gym and get healthy like every other woman who's overweight. It's because you walk around every day and there's a few guys who whistle at you or whatever, but those guys just want to sleep with you. They don't want to marry you. They don't know you. They just see your backside, or they see that you dress revealing. And Black men will sleep with a big woman or a heavyset woman like it's nothing, but then move on to a woman who he actually takes serious, okay? I know that you probably get hollered at a lot when you're at the gas station, but that doesn't mean that you don't have work to do. It doesn't mean that, like, you don't need to be thinking about toning up or whatever the case may be.
We see you, girl. Woo, woo, woo. We got you, mama. Okay. Johnny. You got them breasts, girl. You part of the big breast club. I don't know what to do. I'm a part of the big breast club too. Not by choice. These just ain't won't go nowhere.
Not by choice.
Again, Black women just sitting up having titty talk like it's nothing. Only group of, and then this woman, and then the one over here to your left, she's approaching 50. Still no lines of appropriation drawn.
But at least we're blessed, because that means our fat goes to our breast.
Shaming yourself. Ain't nobody shame.
At least our fat goes to our breast. No, you just tell her to lose the weight. You don't say, oh, girl, well, at least it's held in the right places. This feels better than telling her to go to the gym, doesn't it? I know what it is, Kendra. It's only right to piss off the people who, you only tell the truth to the people who really step on your toes. Then you're big bad Kendra, and you can be honest, and you can tell these women what they need to change. But when it's all good, you don't want to tell an overweight Black woman, hey, what are we doing about our weight? Ashley Dalton, she might be just as delusional as you in some ways, but at least she tries to help the girls with their weight. Kendra, you don't give a damn.
All right, when was your last relationship?
My last relationship was about 3 years ago now.
3 years ago. Okay.
About 3 years ago.
All right, you don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask. When was the last time you was intimate with someone?
It has been going on 7 months now.
7 months.
7 months. So
3 flaws you have to work on.
Whew. My anger, for one. Not what I say, but how I say it. And maybe my criminal record.
You have a criminal record?
I actually have to turn myself in tomorrow.
What the fuck?
I'm so
You
sorry.
on the run?
You are really blind.
No. I'm not. No.
Hold
No.
up.
I'm not running.
You gotta turn yourself in tomorrow.
I have to turn myself in tomorrow. Yeah.
For what
probation
reason?
violation.
For what?
Probation violation.
Girl, what the hell? What's going on? Now, Johnny, we got kids in the background. We didn't know Mama was a killer.
I'm not perfect. Listen, nobody's perfect. Okay, like I'm 30. I'm just paying for things like bloody situations that happened in my 20s.
What was the
bloody situations?
What the hell is even that?
What did you do? Hopefully she tells us.
What's the charge you turning yourself in for? You don't want to share it?
I can't share that.
Okay, how about this? Are you gonna do time?
Like a max. Well, this is now my 3rd time turning myself in. So
It's your what time?
my 3rd time. See, that's why I'm single, because I said I gotta work on my anger. You just asked me what my flaws was. I said my anger, girl. That's my problem.
You should have stayed with that trans man. Cause you about to that's what you about to get into. You about to be locked up. Well, you should have did practice with that trans man relationship to prepare for you.
No.
Because Bertha gonna be because you going to jail.
This time isn't this time isn't real time. This time it's only a week, so that's nothing. Like it's not. It's no.
What was the other time?
So the first time, well, I can tell you one charge. The first time I went to jail, I spent 6 months. I spent 7 months in Wayne County here for domestic violence and assault.
Of course, you beat a nigga ass. Y'all better leave her alone, man. Any man out here who's watching who's thinking about considering making this mistake, I'm here to tell you, brother, listen, go find you something else to do.
Second time, I did do a 1.5 years for assault with a deadly weapon, an intent to do bodily harm.
Oh my God.
That's why I've been single for like 3 years now. That's why I've been single for 3 years, because
girl, now that you sold that, you might be single for life.
I might be. It's a possibility.
I mean,
yes, because like the moment that you like, it's hard. It's hard for a guy to get past. It's like, oh, you beat up the last dude. Remember when remember on Thin Line Between Love and Hate, when evil Angela Bassett was like explaining how she murdered the last guy that she was with, and Martin was trying to act like he was cool with it. He was like, well, he was abusive, so you had to kill his ass. But really, he was scared, and then he eased out of the situation, and he ghosted her. And that's what made her go crazy. Guys, we're not meant to hear about you attacking the last guy, and then it's just gonna be sweet. We're not gonna think that it's gonna be sweet moving forward for us. Come on, lady, think.
The fact that we know you turning yourself in tomorrow. Okay, real quick, I got some more questions. Who gonna watch the kids?
They're gonna be with my mom.
So you're going to jail tomorrow for 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And now, is this charge a wrap after that?
Yeah.
So your anger management issues got you in this situation.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm 30 now. So I'm like, you know how they say like the past comes back to bite you in the ass? So like my past just came back to bite me in the ass. That's all. And it was something that should have been taken care of like when it happened. But because of like, I don't know, I guess Michigan laws or whatever, it just didn't happen the way it was supposed to. So it's my past came back to bite me in my ass, and I mean, I'm okay with admitting that. You asked me what my flaws was.
Dwayne Bane dropped 5 on the show just to say bomb this 304. Yeah, she wildin'.
Those are my flaws. But like, I'm super simple though. Like outside of me, like what I was before, I'm a super simple person. Like I'm not the same violent person anymore. Like I have definitely learned over the years.
You are
how
really
to like,
dumb. For real.
You a liar. we got some.
Nah, man, something about you is saying that you aren't done and that you certainly will hurt someone else, and I just simply don't think that you're a safe option. You're probably the least safe option of most of the women who I've reacted to. And ma'am, I've been reacting to Kendra G's show for the last, I don't know, 3 years or so. And I tell you what, there haven't been a lot of women who ring off that she's untrustworthy alarm like you. 3 different times you had to go to jail for just like, okay, all right, okay.
Paid questions for you. Okay. Okay. They said, let me see what this one says. You know how black people carry a professional voice? Ask her if she has a gel voice, because that voice gonna get her tried.
I don't know. I don't think
Lord
I
of
do.
Leon said, you got a gel voice?
I don't. Everyone asks me that, but like I don't though. Like
For some reason, I got a feeling that she's good. Like, have you seen her? Like, have you seen the build of her? And she's violent. Like, she's probably 2 times. She's probably twice the size of like most of the women who are like getting into it with her. Sorry about my mic. Somebody said my mic is low. I turned it up. Y'all better believe she's good. She's been in, and I can tell she's been in and out. Like, this isn't foreign to her.
I never sound any different. The first time that I ever went to jail, like everyone was asking me the same thing. They're like, "Oh no, you're too sweet to be here," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, like, you know, whatever." It doesn't change. I'm sorry.
Okay, what do you say about this?
Yeah,
I think your kids will know, but Grant Thomas says, you have kids, why get on here embarrassing them? This will be seen by the world and live online forever. We're strangers. This isn't our business.
Well, Grant, you're a stranger. You shouldn't be on here.
Well, Grant, I mean, one thing I will say.
What do you mean if you're a stranger, you shouldn't be on here? Everybody on there is a stranger. Like, you don't...
To that comment. Your response is very accurate. Y'all act like y'all in jail.
Right. You know, you're acting like it's your situation. It's not your situation, Grant. And clearly it's something that I'm not ashamed of if I'm okay with putting it out there. You know, I feel like the first thing, the first point in actually realizing exactly what your flaws are is admitting that you have flaws. I can admit that I have flaws. Again, I am now 30, fixing and correcting things that happened in my 20s. So, you know, whatever skeletons you got in your closet, baby, that's like that has nothing to do with me. I'm not embarrassing my children. They don't feel any type of way about anything that I've ever done in life. They're not embarrassed about anything. Like, so I don't know what goes on in your household, but I have an open door policy in mine. So, hey, we're different, babe.
Well, what I would just say to that overall comment, because I see stuff, I'm like, well, y'all know the conclusion is stop watching the video. Because
Right.
I hate when I see comments, and I always say this, they'll say, oh, black people, why we wretched? And I'm like, but this is first of all, these have more views than the positive success stories that y'all never watch. You never leave comments to. You scroll right past them, but you watch it.
Hey, Kendra, when you ask me why we don't react to men as often, it's for the same reason. The views aren't the same. So it's okay for you to pick specific content based off of what gets you the most viewership, but not anyone else. I noticed that. That's an interesting observation.
Video to say why you post this video, because your ass watched it.
Because yeah, that's right. You're
That's
here.
literally
You're
why
watching
it got
it.
posted.
Now, and
Your
then
ass-
also to Grant, like, you know, I could have, you know, I could have let Kendra know I have a bachelor's degree. I'm working on a second associate's degree. I just, you know, recently signed up for LPN classes. I could have said all those good things that everybody wants to hear. But when it comes down to dating, I think what a lot of people don't realize is that
Harry Hogan dropped 20 more to say, why is Kendra making light of this? Why Kendra's making light of this is beyond me. Exactly. It's like, get serious. Like, what are you doing? What in the hell? That puts us at 76. Looks like we're just about there. I'm trying to figure it out too, man. I'm trying to figure out, because I know that if this was a guy, remember the last guy who was like locked up? Remember that one guy who just came on and Kendra was trying to get him, she was trying to get him to, it's not only was she shaming him over and over and trying to embarrass him so much that he ended up having to go off on her. She was trying to get him to implicate things that would get him in trouble with the law. She was like, where are you? What kind of house is it? Knowing that he was in like, a house where, people do things that are illegal. And Kendra wanted to get him to say it so that he could get himself in trouble. And she did it for the whole interview. But now she's talking to a woman who literally beats men up for a living. She's on her way literally to the slammer tomorrow, and Kendra's just as lighthearted and just chilling and just, there's a difference between like, oh, I go harder on the men than I do the women. It's a difference between that, Kendra, and being biased completely. You would know that if you weren't fucking stupid.
Shaming yourself. Ain't nobody shame.
You would know that if you weren't dumb as a box of rocks, dumb as the walls that enclose you. Much love to James Dent. He came through with 25 more to ensure that we come back here tomorrow. Y'all show him some love. James motherfucking Dent. 1%er.
Mama, there goes that man.
Much love, James. Thank you. We're sponsored, y'all. We'll be back here tomorrow. Much love, guys. Way to keep showing up. Way to keep showing up and supporting what y'all want to see. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's continue.
When you're trying to get to know someone, you have to get to know that person in all 4 seasons of life. You gotta get to know that person and see who they are, what they are, and how they hold on to everything when it's 100 degrees outside, when it's below freezing outside, when the leaves are changing color on the trees and the branches are withering and breaking. You gotta be with the person through all 4 seasons. So if that means that
God,
you
those
learn
kids are
one of my
losing it.
seasons, and
You said you're not worried about your kids, but you sure you shouldn't be, because it sounds like somebody's back there about to, I don't know, murder one of the other kids. Sounds like a kid duel. Like they got swords and they're dueling and somebody just got. I'd check in.
a totally different environment, then so
see.
be it, because every season after that is going to follow. I think everyone, when they come on, they want to hear how, this girl has all of this and she has that and he has this and he has that. You guys are making all these lists and everything of things that you don't even have yourselves, but you require other people to have it. I make a list of things that I require other people to have because I already have it. I don't.
Well, that's not how the world works. Like, again, that's not how the world works. Just because a guy had because you have $1 million doesn't mean you qualify for a man who makes $1 million. Because again, your value in the dating market is based off of things that don't have anything to do with what you earn. Has a lot to do with the inherent value you were born with. And if that inherent value is low, you date below average men. If it's average, you date average men. If it's above average, you possibly will qualify for some above average men. I'm here to tell you what many people probably haven't told you directly. You do not qualify for high value men or men who are high earning. You don't, or even the rare men in the dating market. And I'm not saying that you're saying that. You're just saying that you want somebody to match you. But I'm saying based on your logic, and this is where a lot of women are going wrong. They're like, I make $200K a year, so of course a man who makes $200K a year want to date me. Nope. Because that means a woman who's 800 pounds and has an eye patch and a wooden leg could start making over $250,000, and all of a sudden a guy who is worth $250,000 will want to settle down with her just because she has that. And we all know that that's not true. And that's not how men think. We won't say, oh, I have $250,000. All I need is another woman who has that. And then I have even more. That's not how we think when we're picking a woman. So you guys have to find another way to be valuable. That's not how men work. We never will work
Require
like that.
a lot of money. I don't care about the $100K a year. I don't care about the paying all my bills. We're in 2025 where inflation has affected even the homeless people, you know, and so if I can get even just a 50-50 relationship or a 50-50 household between me and my man, I'm cool with that. I am perfectly fine with it. If I have to cover 100% because his 50% fell off for 90 to 120 days, I have enough money where I can do that right now. So, you know,
See, but here's the thing. Here's what makes this part of the conversation tricky for a lot of you women, is that it comes down to say, and who has final say, who's making the final decisions. And women, and what the divorce numbers say, when you guys start out earning your men, or if you take over 100% of the bills, the relationship, depending on how long you do it, it's the beginning of the end of the relationship. You know, a lot of times it just doesn't really work out that way. I don't think women are designed to carry a man for too long. And I just don't think that the numbers support it. The numbers say when you guys start making more money, you find little use for your man anymore. You start to look down on him, and then you go elsewhere. No more dealing in what isn't true. Let's deal in what's real.
It may be, you may feel embarrassed by it because, you know, maybe your mom went through it and hid everything from you. But again, my home has an open door policy. So.
Okay, I got some more paid questions for you.
Harry Hogan's at 50.
Ooh, child. You know, you took us for a turn with that one. This In the Sky Coffee said, spend your last night with the kids instead of trying to get a date down the road. Also, any therapy to address your relationship anger?
My last night was spent with my children. I spend every day with my kids. So it's only 7 days. You know, it's 7 days. Like, I don't know.
I love that. One thing I can always flex as a black man, and a lot of people say, "Oh, you better knock on wood." I'm not gonna knock on wood because I stay out of the way. Is that I've never seen the inside of a police car ever, and never will. And I've stayed clean. I got kids that I haven't missed a day of their life. It's my favorite flex. I'm gonna give a girl away one day to a man. I'm gonna look at that man in his eye and say, "Hey, man, I've been raising her every day. That's my baby, because I've been with her every day. Take care of her. It's my gift to you, but take care of her, because I've been with her every day." Right? I'm not playing with 7 days when it comes to my babies. Not even playing with 7. I'm not even playing with 7 days when it comes to my kids. I leave for a few hours and my house falls apart. So I'm not even saying that just flexing. I'm saying, like, I literally can't fucking leave. Like, I'm held hostage in this bitch. Like, technically, because if I leave, my kids are gonna go to prison and they're gonna be at a disadvantage.
I do know why. You know,
Let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you real quick. Now I know 7 compared to 7 months is a piece of cake. But I can't do 15 minutes in jail.
Right. And some people can't. And some people can't do that. And that's completely understandable. But again, my kids are just fine. Like, they're not in here with me crying because mom's leaving tomorrow. They're not laying all up in my bed with me. No, they are out there having fun with their friends. They got the dog barking, the cat running back and forth doing orange cat things. So what, baby?
Also in my 36 years, getting ready to be 36 years. I'm 35 going on. I'll be 36 in a few weeks. I have never seen somebody like break probation. They're like, you know what? We need you to sit down for 7 days to think about what you did. Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be longer than that. You're going to go in there for that 7 days and then call whoever is stupid enough to date you and be like, they really need me to, for some reason, it's some bullshit. They need me to stay for 2 more months. I don't know what's going on. They playing. You going to still write me? That's what you're planning to do. And it's some bullshit. You a liar.
You a liar.
These kids are just fine. They're
Okay,
good.
we have this Dr. Des. Okay, I think Dr. Des' question might be the last one. But Dr. Des says, violent criminal man beating woman, trained and built for aggression, muscles and broad shoulders to match. Who exactly is supposed to sign up for that? What man would be willing to walk into that storm?
Well, a man actually built me like this. So it actually took one abusive relationship for me to turn into the abuser when the next relationship came about. I'm not a man beating woman. I'm not violent. I guess you could say I'm a criminal because yes, I do have a record.
You a criminal?
But it's you could say that, and that's fine. What else did it say? Muscles and broad shoulders to match. I mean, I work out, so I'm cool with that. Like, I've always been like really stocky built. My dad was 6'6", so
God damn.
I'm all the girls in my family are stocky built. What else did it say? Who exactly is supposed to sign up for that? No one's supposed to sign up for anything. It's not a sell your soul type of deal. Like, you're not putting your John Hancock on a dotted line, and you're not hitting a thumbtack and giving me.
Well, men care about their time and their energy and their gas, their peace. Doesn't sound like you have a lot of it over there. Doesn't sound like you're going to be bringing a man to a peaceful situation when you get out. Doesn't sound, yeah.
Your bloody thumbprint, like that's not what this is. It's not about signing up for anything. And then what man would willingly walk into that storm? No man is willingly going to walk into any storm for anybody. What woman would willingly walk into a situation where she's not appreciated? So there's that.
Well, no, you're not going to get to play cute like that because you worked hard to make yourself or make your reputation so bad to where it would look crazy for somebody to date you. You don't get to just say, oh, well, there's somebody who will like it. Tired of black women doing that. It's annoying.
Okay.
Somebody will accept this messed up deal.
Don't play with it. Okay. All right. How about know if I asked you all the questions? So we did Kendra Kim. We did the flaws. Did I ask you why would a guy? Oh yeah. Did I ask you why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
It is.
I am a sweetheart. Like, I really am. I am a sweetheart. But like I said, I have to work on my anger. I do have to work on, not what I say, but how I say it. And that's just honest. That's honest. Again, I could have led with all the good about me, but eventually the bad are going to come out soon.
Yeah, because
so why keep it hidden? I have to.
Because he's eventually going to see you go to jail. Maybe that's a part of it. Maybe that's why you have to be honest. Because eventually he's going to be like, what's up? Like, I came by, just, you know what I'm saying? Just check on you, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to get mad like, you just showed up at my crib. He's going to be like, yes, I just, you know what I'm saying? I hadn't talked to you in a few days, blah, blah, blah. She wanted to see what's going on. It's like, your mama said you was locked up. She could be like, oh, that bitch. I see what type of game you running, man. And I don't respect it.
Trees on my living room wall. I take family photos. We do all of that. I go camping with my kids. We go to the beach. Again, I love to cook. I like being outdoors. I'm a very outdoorsy, adventurous type person.
Oh my goodness.
I like to fish. I am a very, very sweet person, but it took me time. It took a lot of time for me to get here. And so now that I'm here, I'm like, okay, I like being here. I don't like being that violent, little girl that I was. So, I mean, yeah, I just, like, as far as, bringing things to the table and everything, like, again, I don't mind a 50-50 thing. I don't mind being, like, the primary breadwinner should something happen. Again, I've been in those situations, but just don't get comfortable. I think that's
Well, again, ma'am, if you're dating at the bottom of the dating pool, and that's what happens when you're overweight,
That's a big bitch.
you're going to end up having to normalize the wrong norms. This is my theory on overweight women in the dating market, and I think it's pretty good. You end up having to normalize things that should never be normal, like having to pay for a man. Or guys are willing to make you do it for a longer time than they would do a woman who's snatched. This is why going to the gym and getting fit is important. Even when you got a big ass and you got big boobs and men holler at you, it's important to still get in the gym and be at your best physically. Because when you're a fat woman, it delegates you to all the men in the dating market who are not at their best, scamming men who will make you accept raw deals. That's the truth. You expose yourself to men who are going to make you accept things that you would never in any other sense. You're like, oh, like I don't mind doing. See, women who are looking for God, like, again, women who are looking to maximize their value, they're not looking to lead with their wallet. Women who are looking to figure out what guys are really looking for, they're looking to win another way. And it's not with their wallet, I promise you. I promise you, they're looking to do it with something other than their wallet. It's probably cooperation. It's probably femininity. It's probably just being on the same page as him, and him and you being down with what his vision is for the next however amount of time.
That's my whole thing. If we have to go from 50-50 to 90-10, don't get comfortable in that 10%. Like, don't get comfortable being carried by a woman. At least want to be able to, pick up the pace and put your 40%. Like,
Rockhound Public says, so you're just going to be okay with beaters? Wow. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not okay with it. I think you're referring to her. I get it. Yeah. Much love, Rockhound Public.
Back into the hat and everything.
Okay. So, all right. So let's do it. Are you on the Kendra G singles dating app?
I am.
Well, fellas, you better go. She going to jail in a few hours. So you better DM right now before
That's so
you
embarrassing
can't have your phone.
me.
Well, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. People have called me from jail, child. Sneak your phone in your breast. Just
it's
put your
1
phone.
Week.
If you got breast,
they gonna check it. They gonna Kendra. Listen, they make me pick them up. I gotta pick them up, girl. Okay.
See, jail got
they do.
That's why I ain't never going. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
They make me pick them up. They don't listen. They check every crook and cranny. Okay.
Well, yeah, well, girl, I was gonna tell them to hide in between your breasts, but it ain't gonna work. All right, so let's do it. What's your name on a dating app?
Janae, Jaynee.
Anybody who date this woman is out of their mind.
Yes, and you updated. This is you, right?
Yep.
You guys, we got video verification now, so you got to update the app with the video verification. Janae, Jaynee.
She seems like she's more than comfortable. She's just like, yeah, I gotta go back. It's only 7 days. It's only 7 days. Like people who have never been to jail, like 7 days. Those people who have never been to jail were like 7 days. It's like, oh my God, I'm good on 7 days. I'm good on 7 hours. I have no intention on like being where the worst people in society hang out, shooting dice or whatever the case may be. I'm good. Who in the hell would want to live like that? everybody who goes to jail and they try to glorify it, they always look masked. They look so stupid. They always talking about everything that they had to do and blah, blah, blah. And they're like talking about how they had to trap coffee. They're like, stop playing, man. People really died behind that. I'm like, for real? Some more reason to not go. I had one homie back in the day. He was like, "Yeah, man, if you use it and you smell bad and the shit stink too bad, man, they'll offer you for that." I'm like, "Damn!" I'm like, "I can't have a shit that stink." Like, oh my god, oh my god, I'm gonna get murdered. Like, yeah, prison is hell. That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, prison is hell. And then they beat you up and then they spit on you so that there'll be like a rape kit that goes home or a grape kit. Oh, Stu, dang it. Hopefully I'll still get paid, y'all. Good thing we made gold because they love to take this ad money. Yeah, never going. She was like, she said 7 days, man. When you ain't never been, that might as well be 7 years. I'll be planning every day, like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do to survive the first day. All right, and then the second day, I'm gonna do this. And the third day, I'll be like, fourth day, I'm gonna do this. And the fifth day, they were like, I know this nigga ain't down there crying. I'll be like, all right, straighten myself up before I get beat up. I wouldn't survive. That's why I stayed out the way. I love when people try to shame me for being like, not going to jail. It's like, please, get your life in order. They like, oh, well, you just don't know. You're damn right I don't. Tech OG says, this beat up, she looks like the thing for Fantastic Four. Oh, yeah, that thing with all of the damn, with all of the scales and shit. She did. Great show, guys.